Hello friends, welcome back. In this video we will see how to create this shot using Blender and Nuke. This is a Live+CG, so I'm going to track this shot first. I have this MP4 file. I want to create this into AXR and then work. This footage was 60 fps. I wanted to make it 24 fps, so I used retime and make it 2x faster and rendered the AXR, and this is the AXR file here, and let's turn it off. Once I have the AXR file, I'll turn on the auto alpha and let's see the project settings. Project setting is like 1 to 250 frames and 24 fps, and I'm using 2K format, and color format I'm using OCIO and ESS 1.2, and viewing alert is Rec 709. First thing, I will camera track it. Go to settings and make it 650. Refine features, and I will just simply hit track. Once the track is done, I'll go to the first frame and simply hit solve, and before that I'll just copy paste it as a backup and hit solve, and the error is 1.55. We'll just go to auto tracks and I'll hit delete unsolved and delete rejected, just to make it like bring it below 1, this solve error. .88 is fine. I'm going to use this one. Go to camera tracker, remove this link output. I don't want anything linked. I'll go to this option and make it scene, hit create, and I have this scene setup here which has scene and camera and the point cloud. Next thing, I want to add my Hanumanji character here on this area, so I want some like reference object at that point. So simply select these 2 points, right click and create cube, and let's check it with the shot if it is working fine. I'll add a checkerboard, use a scanline render, connect your camera to the camera, and let's check. It is too big, we'll make it smaller, and take a merge node, A to the scanline and B to the plate, and view it. A box is here. If you want, you can just move it up and see. I'll simply just drag it here and just place it around here, and let's play it and check. I think it's working pretty well, and we can now take it to Blender and start adding stuff. I'll export this camera to the Blender and also the point cloud data that we have, like this point. This is a Nuke track point cloud data. So I'll use a right node. Let's delete this stuff. I'll take a right geo node, connect it to the scene. This scene has all this data like camera and the point cloud, so it will export everything connected to this scene. Right node, and I'll just give a path, and then you can just export, like let's say I want to export it as camera here and .abc. Just give a name you want, and then make sure that this is set to Ogawa and the frame range is 250, and then just hit execute and make it global. Once this is exported, you can now open the Blender and import the data. I have a new Blender file here. I'll go to file, import the APC file that we had. So once I have that data, I'll just zoom in and check. This cube, we'll just get rid of it by going to object and make it to mesh. So once we convert to mesh, we get rid of that box or the cube, whatever that shape is, and then select everything and make the scale bigger. Like it's too small, I'll press S and make 100, so it's 100 times bigger. And I'll just put everything in a folder, like make a proper folder structures. I'll call it cam. Select everything, select hierarchy, and place it in the camera folder, and just press 0 to see it with the camera view. We have this point cloud. We don't read any footage here. That's because we don't have any footage file into the camera. Select the camera, go to the background options and add image. Here you need either the JPG file or the MOV sequence, so I will convert this into JPG, which I already did. I took this EXR and converted this into JPG render here. So this is the JPG sequence. I'm going to copy the path and go back to Blender and add image, open, and enter that path and select that sequence you have. Now that file is visible in the Blender. We see this cropping, it's maybe because the project setting, so we'll set the project first. It was 2K, so 2048, into 1080 and the frame rate is 250, which is already right, and the FPS is 24, which is right. Next thing, I'm going to set the color. I'm going to work in ACEScg, so go to the color management and it's set to AGX. I will make it ACS 1.3 or 1.20 is fine. In advanced option, sorry, not in advanced, in workspace, I'll make it ACEScg and apply, and sequencer I'll make it 2.0 again, and I'll save the file. So in this data I don't have that box because I can simply select this point cloud, hit edit and select this to point and shift S, select cursor to selected, so my cursor is there. So now if I add any object, it will be simply go there, like shift A and box or cube. Now it is there, and just play it and check. This is working good. Now I want to add my Hanumanji character here just above this cube. Just for the placement I'm keeping it here, then we can later delete it. So all the assets are here. I just took these 4 assets. So these are the assets I'm going to use for this shot. These 2 objects are from Max here. These are free elements, and also these 2 are from Sketchweb. These are also free. I will share the link for all the objects. And this is a GLTEF object, and this is a BX, I think, and I'm using this into my shot. First I'll copy Hanumanji character and paste it into a folder called Hanuman and paste it here, and let's bring one more viewport and let's see. Okay, here's the object. I'll simply just bring it just above the box, and I'll turn off this point cloud for now, and it's here. I'll just check the size, just make it a bit smaller and bring it down. Simply rotate it a bit, something like this. I'm keeping this rotation angle like rotation because I want to have that like light, rim light around these edges, so we can get some more interesting lighting in final output. So I'm going to keep it like this. So we will read this some nice structure on the like facial structure of the Hanumanji, something like that maybe. And what else I have in this? Yeah, I will bring this as well, and I'll press shift S and selection to like that object is there near to the cursor now, and I'll simply just rotate it. There's something like that, a good framing, like Hanumanji is meditating with their weapon. It's just like I'm just trying to make it like we have a Hanumanji statue which is like they are meditating in the underwater, something like that. And I will keep it like this. Now I can delete this cube, I don't want it anymore. Now let's play it and check how it is looking in the play. Okay, this is pretty good, right? Next thing, I want to add lighting for the shot, and then we can add these extra models we have. But before that, I'll simply set the light first. Go to the lighting view and check how it looks with the default light. So default light I'm using is a skylight. So I'll make changes like, first thing, it's underwater, so I don't want any harsh light. So I'm going to keep the values around 2. So it's these values 2 means it's like light is more softer and we don't treat that harsh edges anywhere. It's like making the radius of the light bit bigger. And the intensity I'll keep it as is, and the strength I'll just make it 0.5 maybe. Something like that is fine. Now since it's ACEScg, it's too dark. I will simply go to the color management settings and I'll make it 1.5 or maybe 1.25, something like that, bit more diffuse than what we have now. Now the light is too bright and white. We want to make it more bluish or cooler tone because it's underwater. So I'll go to the shader option and go to the world setting. I'll simply add a mix color. Just connect it here. I'll simply make it a bit bluer. I'll just pick it any blue color in the shot from the shot. I'll just add this blue color and keep it on multiply. And then like simply make it more bluer. It's already getting blue. Like if I don't add it here, just directly connect it to the shot, it's brighter, and now it's more bluer. So I think this is quite fine. Go to the 3D option, and what else we can do? I'll just render it and check how it looks. Okay, this is fine. I'm going to render it in separate layers, like whole Hanumanji is in one layer and the rest of the background and the foreground objects in different layers, because I can have more control in comp to make it like sit into the shot, because it is all about the hazing in the shot. The underwater shot means we're mostly playing with the haze and the atmosphere. So let's render it first. For the render, I'll go to the compositor tab and I'm going to use like just select it, press N, and set up this setup. It's already like add-on. I'll share the link for this one, and it's like simply you can import it to the Blender file, and next time you whenever it in the compositor tab, you will find this option. So select the render layers option and hit setup. So I don't want this all the passes, so simply I will delete this first, and I just want 4 passes. Like I'll show you. I'm going to keep only the beauty, normal, position pass, and the ambient occlusion and the alpha. So rest of the stuff I don't want. I'll just go to the node option here and turn off everything. Like I don't want the environment, and from diffuse, emission, normal, I'm going to keep it. I'll add one more pass, call it position, and I think I can add alpha as well. And then here I'll just go to the passes and turn off all these options. I don't want crypto as well because this is the single separate layer, so we don't need crypto matte here. And okay, I will keep the position. Let's go here and connect these options, like image go to beauty, alpha go to alpha, position go to position, and normal to normal, and the ambient to ambient. So these are the 5 layers I want, and set the path and hit the render. Now once the render is done, I will bring like more stuff into the shot, like adding FG and the background objects. So create one more folder and call it FG. I think folder went inside, we'll just bring it out and call it FG. And for the FG, I will bring in that other objects I have, like this one is going to be FG part, and paste it here. So once I have that object, I will simply place it as per the shot. So for placing the FG pillar, I'm going to turn on the point clouds again and see which point should be good to place it. I want this area on somewhere around here. So select this and like Shift S, cursor to selected. Now my cursor is there, and I'll simply select this option now, this object, and bring it to the cursor and turn off the point cloud where I don't want it here. Somewhere around there, maybe like just bring it a bit forward and then bring it down, something like that. I'll just move it a bit for the good framing, and I will go back to the normal view and check it. I'll just move it a bit back. I think that was the correct position, and slight rotation. Just make it a bit bigger maybe. Okay, I think this framing is good. Since the render timing is bit low, I can check it like multiple times in the comp. If it is not good, I can jump back to Blender and make changes in the layout and render it again. And then I'll add some background object as well to make the framing look a bit better. So I'll just copy this object like temple model, and I'll call it PG and paste it in the background. So background, I'm not going to like take that point cloud, simply make it like approximately keeping just behind the Hanumanji character, somewhere around here, and check it. It's looking fine. I'll just bring it this side a bit, something like that, and I'll create one more folder called background 2, and I'll copy this object in that and place it like somewhere a bit far away and bit here, and duplicate it like Alt D. I'm creating the instance, place it something that way. So we see this door of the temple, and maybe with the lighting we see it through. I'll just rotate it like I want to read the doors, so yeah, something like that. So I want this hole in the like temple, and I'll keep it here, maybe this one here, and rotate it a bit again, something like that. So this is pretty straightforward and very simple shot. I'm just adding some stuff into Blender. And there is one more thing I want to add, like I want to add the tilak here. So this object is like simply from Sketchfab. So for the textures, I'm adding a rock texture here. Like if I just check the material, so this is the rock texture free from Polyheaven. I will share the link for this one. I'm adding this on the Hanumanji character and as well as the Gadha. I think that's it. Nothing else I did like in this shot, simply adding the like different layers and rendering it one by one. Like if I go now and see, like I have 4 layers. One is like this whole area is foreground, and this is the main hero layer. Like we can just render it as Hanumanji, and then the last layer is this background, sorry, not just the background and the background too. So there are 4 layers, and I think that's it. And one more thing I tried to do is like added particles in the shot. So for the particles it was like pretty simple. I'll quickly show how I did the particle system here. I took a cylinder and made it bigger, edit and remove all the faces. I don't want face, I'll keep the object just like that, and like make it very small. The radius should be very bigger, and I just kept it around on 1G character here, like just near to the camera. And then I selected only the 4 faces again, like this one maybe, and this one, and this, and go to the this option, data option, and assign object here. Like you can just pin this faces, so assign it, and when I add the particles, it will just emit the particle from that point when you set to density to that faces. So go to the particles and hit particle button here. Let's make it a bit bigger here, and I'll use particles around 500, and lifetime let's set it later. First we'll go to the density, vertex group, density and group, so all the emission will be only on that faces. Go to the first frame and check. Now we have like objects are emitting from that point, but they are like falling down. We'll make some changes, like maybe play with the gravity. Simply go to the gravity option and make it, I'll remove it negative, I will make it positive values like 5 maybe, and let's play it. Now object like particles are moving upward. We want force field to bring that particles like attract towards the center point, so I will take a force field, and which is the force, make it bigger just for the visibility, and bring it here, and go to the property of that force field, and I'll give the values around -500 and noise around 1, and check. Okay, now all the particles are moving just to that point, so we can just see it with the camera. And then these particles are just moving in straight line. I will add one more force field called vertex and make it bigger, just add it here on that point, and now play it again. I'll give the values very less. Yes, so all the particles are like moving there to the center point. Now if I move this a bit up, this force field, and let's check. Yes, something like that. Particles are moving continuously. You can play with the particle emission timing. So I'll just simply make it like maybe end frame is 70 and lifetime is around 100, and let's check. I'll make it bigger, like objects are like they're very small. Like I'll add one more sphere or icosphere something, and bring it here. Select this particles, select the object, and select that object, and select this object and pick that object here, and go to the first frame and check. Okay, so these are like too big. I'll simply make it 0.1. Let's play it. Yeah, then I spent some time like making them like in different motion, like the motion is quite very straight. Then you can just add some turbulence, and you can play with the scale of this object as well. Like if I move it and rotate it a bit like in the axis and play it again, then objects will move in different position. I just played a bit more time to get that exact position of that particles, and ended up like something I using it in comp. I'll show you later. And then for the particles, I just created one more folder for the particles and rendered it as well, like in separate layer. Now go back to Nuke. Now we'll start compositing in Nuke. I'll bring in the data that I have. I'll show you the renders. So this is the temple on the screen left side in the BG, and this is the FG layer, the 2 pillars in the FG, and the main character render, and the background temple. This is PNG because it's in the background, it will be in the silhouette, so we don't need much detail. So I just wanted to like reduce the time, so I took PNG renders. And then for the tilak, I just took this one as a tilak, so I can just do some like grading. You can see the final output. So let's start the compositing. I'll simply grab this plate that we have, and first thing I will composite the Hanumanji layer. I'm not going to break anything because there is not much layers, also just the beauty and the normal pass and position pass. So we are going to work only on the beauty. I'll merge it on the plate. B go to the plate and A go to the beauty render. Before we start the underwater shot, I would like to mention one important thing when you do the underwater shot is it's all about the depth and colors in the atmosphere. So whenever you do any underwater shot, it's mostly like only one color, either it will be cyan or it will be blue. So mostly we're playing with the depth and hazing. So let's try that. So I just merged this beauty render on top of my plate. I don't know why it's not visible. Okay, this is set on RGBA. Let's set it to beauty denoised. So we have this Hanumanji beauty on the plate. First thing we need to set the blacks. So blacks are looking very odd. Of course, we will set the black first. So I'll take an unpremult node and then premult. And whatever the color grading I'm to do, it will be inside these two nodes. So take grade node first, and I will just simply click the black levels, Control Shift and select the area. And then we have this black points on the beauty. Then I'll go to this lift option, click on this eyedropper and go to the plate black levels in that area. Like this is the closest area of that beauty, right? So in this position we have this black levels. So we'll pick that, Control Shift and then simply click it. So we'll get something like this. Now this is like looking bit more like it's too dense, so we'll just make it bit less, something like that. And I think it's already looking good with that depth because we have this kind of levels on the CG now, and which is already matching. If the object is somewhere around here, then we'll just pick the black levels from this point, but now we are in the mid ground, so we'll just select that thing. And there is one more thing to make it bit more blended. I'll take a merge node, connect B to the comp, and A will take a blur node, we'll connect it to the plate. Let's take a dot here and connect it here, and I'll just simply make this blur values around 200, and now the plate is very blurry. Now we have this comp here. I'll just connect this merge to blur, and everything is blurred. Now of course we want to connect this mask to the beauty because it has alpha, right? So we'll just connect that mask to the beauty of that layer. So we treat that blur only on that area, not on the whole plate. And then we'll just go to the merge and we'll select the average blending mode. Now it's like too much, we'll just play with the intensity of the mix values. So now it's something like that, which is blending more. And next thing I would do is, there is like highlights are getting a bit different color, like more cyan or green or reddish. I will make it blue. So we don't have any specular pass, but this is straightforward shots. I'll take a keyer node, connect it to the main beauty, and just see the luminance values, which is this, and I'll make it very strong. Now view it from here. I'll take one more grade node, connect the alpha to this keyer, which has the alpha of these highlights, and view from premult, and just take a close look. Now this is too yellowish. Let's view it from the plate and do the grading. It's too bright and yellow, so we'll make it a bit more greenish, bluish, and we'll just reduce the red from that, so it's now looking more underwatery. So once we have this, we can go and check further, like we can go different frames and check how that looks. It's looking better with the rest of the frames, I guess. I will do one thing now. I'll just go to the first frame, and I want to add like more what do we call it, like more hazing on this side. So we can try one more thing, like I'll take this entire blur thing and add it here, and connect this blur to the blur again and delete it, and simply take a dot. And I will take this average one more time and connect it to the beauty. So it's like we're doubling it up, and now the haze is like getting more. We'll just increase it. So now the haze is like all around the CG character. We want just on this area. So I'll take a merge node and I'll set it to mask. Now nothing is visible because we need mask, roto for that. So I'll just draw a roto shape here, and I'll make it feather. So it's getting a bit of that variation in the haze, like this area is getting a bit brighter and this is a bit darker, just like in the plate. Like so if you take a close look in the plate, we have like variations in the black, right? So in the same area, we'll just try to mimic that. And then I think this is looking already good. Only thing is that you need to animate this roto but for this tutorial I'm just doing it for one frame, and we can just do it later. Now this object is like coming forward and we need to do some roto to get it behind. So what I will do, I'll take one more merge node, I'll just merge it and take a plate and connect this dot to plate, which is our scan. And now everything is gone. Of course, we'll need a merge node and bring in some roto shapes there. Like I'll just connect this mask to this roto, and let's view the plate. And okay, let's do it from here. Just want to do like some rotos and then we can fix it later. Let's say we're doing some roto to get that shaping there, and I'll slightly add a blur there. Okay, now it looks like we're sitting behind. Now these values are different, so you can do one more thing, is that you take this black lift grade node and add it here, and this has like more bluish values. I'll make it more greener, something like that. So now it's like getting close to that area, and I will reduce the blue. I will take a roto and I'll simply just do it like here, something like that. So the trick is very simple. Just work with the, just play with the hazing levels, and your shot will look blended. Like it's already looking blended. If we simply merge it on the plate, it would simply look like this. And with all the blending, it looks more integrated, and now it's sitting well in the overall environment with the haze and everything. We also have some chromatic aberration in the plate. We can mimic that as well. Like I can simply take a transform node after the CG. Let's delete this merge. Take a transform mask node, connect it to the CG. I'll set it to RGBA, and I'll just untick the screen values and make it a bit bigger. And we read some blue values there. I'll just remove the red and we can see red, blue only, I guess. Yeah, we are getting some blue chromatic feel in the CG. This is really good because this is almost looks like plate. Now you think it's too much here, you can just take a roto and apply it only to that area. Like I just want to keep it here, I'll just keep it. So we get that bluish edge chromatic aberration kind of thing. And it's too much, you can reduce it. Like I'll just make it very tiny, and something like that should be okay. And then likewise we'll do the like same process for the FG. So I'll grab the FG layers. I think this is FG. Let's cut paste it, bring it here, and I'll merge it on the comp that we are here. And since this is in FG, we have like different levels here, and we need to do grading according to that depth. So I will take an unpremult again and premult, and I think FG is already dark, so we're almost there. I'll just reduce the saturation. I want to make it like a bit deset, and let's add some bluish in this area. And then the black levels, I'll take a grade node. I'll just take the darkest point of the CG and then lift. I'll just grab something like this maybe. So it's looking a bit better. Now I can take one more grade node and I can just reduce some blacks from here. Like I can take down the gamma, multiply a bit, and do a roto here just to blend that area like more. And also there is this area as well. I can make it more blended. Now it's looking good, but we want some hazier feel here. Like as it goes on the top, we need to add some like different variations. So we'll copy the same thing. I'll just copy this blur thing from the plate. We did that average thing. This blur node goes to plate, and I'll take a dot and just hide input so we don't treat that pipeline everywhere. So we have this blur node again, and we're merging it on top of the plate, and I will connect this to the CG, which is our foreground layer, and then it look like something like this. So it's already looking blended again. And then comes the background, which is the temple we placed in here, and I'll go in the background. So this should be behind Hanumanji, so we'll just bring it up, and I'll just use this background here, merge it look like this. Then we'll just do the unpremult and premult thing for the grading. Pick a grade node, select the black point of that CG, and just pick the values. Like in the plate we have something like this. It is too blue, I guess. Let's reduce the blue somewhat like that, and I will keep it that way. And we'll also do the like average thing again for this as well. It's everywhere, so I'll connect this to CG again. It looks something like this. Now we need to do some roto to cut this area, like coming in the foreground. We should push it back to the background. So we can do one thing, we can do roto, or I can try with the keyer first, because this has some luminance values in the plate. So I'll connect this keyer to the plate. We have something like this. I'll go to the blue screen since the plate is like more bluish. I'll play with the values, make this invert. So we are getting something like this. So I'll use this as a mat, and I'll simply take a multiply node, and now our plate is coming from A on the B, like this is the CG layer, so we'll just try to multiply it. So connect this multiply here and mask to the alpha. So whatever this mask is, it will just hold out the CG, so it will just go behind that, and then now you can see it more closer. I can do a roto here and take it like bit down and do a grading. Of course we need to animate this roto, but for this tutorial I just keep it for 1 frame and make it more darker, something like that. And this area is like it should be more in haze, so I'll just copy this entire average setup and just connect this to the blur, and I'll delete that blur and just keeping that average. So we are just doubling it again like just we did for the character, and then I'll take a mask node and use a mask and do a roto, and now just like in that area. So we're getting some nice variations there. That is what we want in underwater shots, and this is like our main master comp of the shot. Now I did like extra stuff like adding the tilak, glowing tilak. So for the tilak I just took one CG model and created a shape like U and added it there. So we'll take that render and we'll add that on top of Hanumanji. Like here I can just add it, take a merge node and place it. So we read that it's too pixely because it was a PNG render, so I'll take a pre-mult, so it will be something like that with the color. And then I can simply take a glow node. So let's update my script. So I have all my plugins and gizmos. I'll take a glow node and I'll add it on top of my comp and add it on plus mode, and I'll just increase the red values so it will be more reddish, something like that. So this is looking pretty cool and I really like that look and feel. So once I save the file, I'll now add the background thing that I did. So for the background I have one more image for like circle thing. So I had this image for the background, I wanted to add it. First I'll set it to rec 709 because that is our viewing alert, and I'll turn on the auto alpha. I'll take a keyer node. I want only the letters, so just C with the alpha and we read this. Now I want all the letters, so I'll go to invert and we have this letters, and I'll just crunch it to make them more solid, something like that. I'll take a roto node and I want to remove this one, so I'll remove this one and just remove it or stencil it. Yeah, and we have only this now. Next thing is I can just reformat it and keep it on height and just black outside so we don't read anything. I'll just take one more transform node. So now this is the transform node for the center values. So this whole texture thing should go behind Hanumanji, so we'll just make some space here in the background and I'll just add it here and place it just behind here. So now it look like this. We have alpha, but we are reading everything brighter out with the color. So we'll do one thing, we'll just take a shuffle node and we'll just select alpha, so all the opaque thing will be visible now and I can just see it. Now I'll take one more constant node, I'll make it something like this with this color, and I can increase the red and like play with the colors and make it more orangey. Make it 1 here and take RGB, so it's with alpha now. I'll take a merge node and mask it. And next thing, our A goes to the alpha and B goes to the constant, so shift X to shuffle that. Now we read only the orange color, otherwise it will be bright. I'll take a glow node again and place it here and just see how that looks. We play with the intensity, and like I can play with here as well, like I can take down the values and make some more colors, something like that. And it's something like this. It's looking a bit cut out because we need to keep it on plus mode, so it will be more blended. And now I can just make the placement right. So if I view it from here, it looks too big, so we'll just set the scale. I'll take one more transform node and I'll reduce the size, or just remove this. Don't take too much transform nodes. I'll just play with this transform node we already have. I'll just place it here, something like that. Now I want to add rotation to this, so I can just simply go to the first frame, click on rotation and go to the last frame, and I will make it like 220 and let's play it. It's reverse. I'll go to the last frame again and I'll make it negative 220 and play it. Okay, this is really cool. I'm going to keep this one. Let's go here and check how that looks. Okay, so it's looking better, but we need to do the tracking. So on the first frame, we have already camera tracked in the shot, so we don't need to worry about the tracking. I will just go to my camera settings. So this is where we added the CG character, and then we want the card from that place. So I'll create a card, and using that card I can just now like project my 2D stuff like this one. So projecting is very easy. I'll just connect to this card first and see. This is on card, it's something like this. I'll just keep the values 2x2. The card is not heavy, and then I'll take a scanline render to make it 2D, and I'll grab that camera we have. So this is our tracked camera. I'll bring it here, and camera goes to the camera, and object scene goes to the card, and now something like this. So this thing is not on the place, because if I just connect it to the this thing directly to the this texture, it will go here, because we need to project it. We'll take a project 3D node and connect it to the texture before the card, and connect it to the camera now, and take a frame hold so we don't move this. And this is static now here, and it's already getting tracked with the scanline render in the scene. And now if I play with the shot, everything should be playing good, like it's looking better. And then if I play it, it will definitely go with the shot. Yeah, it's looking good. And this is the whole idea about this shot. I didn't do much thing, just the depth thing and playing with the values and doing some integration and beautification. There is one more thing I did, like I added some volume rays. So that is also very easy. I'll take a dot and connect it to the CG render. So I want to create volume rays from here, so I'll just remove this. I'll keep it on hide so we don't read any connections. So we have this character, and I'll take a shuffle node, and I'll just use the alpha, and I'll take a god rays, or you can take volume rays as well. Like just check with the volume rays, and I have this volume rays node. I'll bring it here. So I'm adding the point as per my plate's light source. So in plate we have the light source somewhere around here, so we'll keep that as a light source, so we get that exact angle of that rays, and I'll keep it on high. So we read this. I don't want white rays, I want to make them darker. So I can do one thing, I can just multiply it, but it will look different, of course. If I do multiply, it look only that thing. So there is one method I always follow. I'll take a constant node. This might looks tricky, but this is very straightforward. So I'll take a constant. I'll also make it alpha. I'll take one more constant and just shuffle and make it alpha. So we have this alpha in the black values, and I'll just mask it, and A goes to the volume rays. Now we don't read because everything is black. I'll take one more constant and make it bright, and add it on top of that. So we have this nice darker values. I want to make the intensity high. I can add one more merge and make them darker. Now we have like very less length. I can play with the length. I can make it 100, and if I add it like on top of my shot, let's remove this one, and this look like this. If I just take a look from here, it's like black and white values, and once I turn this merge into multiply, we read that volume rays happening there on top of our plate, and this is very natural, and I'm going to use that one. And then I just did a reformat, and there is one more thing I can do. Like since it's an underwater shot, I can simply add a blur here and make entire shot look very bloom, and then decrease this values or reduce this value of mix, so it looks like something like this. It looks more blended with that overall bloom values, and then yep, that's it. So this is the entire comp I did. Like nothing more technical thing, just adding the CG render and doing some depth work, and which is what we want in underwater shot. So if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments, and see you in the next video. Thank you.